Hello, you guys. So, welcome back to my channel. For now on, I feel like we're going to be doing lives because my lives do much better than my videos that I post and edit, and it takes me like a day or two, like to do like a whole entire video to edit and to say my piece on things. But today we're going to talk about Jeffrey Epstein files being closed. We're going to talk about Trump. We're going to talk about Camp Mystic, the horrible, tragic flood that happened in Texas. And I just have a lot to say today. And hopefully you guys will listen and understand me. And if I get super duper mad, just know that this is just me being passionate about what what I'm thinking about. So let's get started. So I just want to say this. I told you so. I told you so, bitch. I told you so. A couple months before Trump's presidency, been announced that he was elected, I was one of the first to come out here and bravely say that as a right winger, as a person that is extremely right wing, I'm probably the most offensive person out there. Like, I say whatever the fuck I want, how the fuck I want, and if you don't like it, you can kiss my ass. That's literally how I feel. The thing with me, I'm never afraid to say how I feel about things. I felt like we were not going to initially get the mass deportations that we were supposed to. I mean, if you look back, I made videos even on my shorts video that Homeland Security was actually, faking numbers and things like that to make you guys think that they were doing mass deportations, and also using old cases to replace um, more cases for you guys to think that there's mass deportations happening when there's not. It is a targeted operation of violent criminals. And of course, like, they are deporting people that are, non-violent criminals as well, that are being, flagged for being here illegally. That happens every single day. It's normal. It's normal cases. Trump has not mass deported even half, even in his first term, not even half of what Obama has deported, and including Joe Biden too. And like, it's actually a mess. And when someone runs on promises to release like the Jeffrey Epstein files, the JFK files, all these different things like that, and to like promise to um, you know, get these people out of her so Americans can be able to have more jobs. And you see him over here campaigning for HB1 visas, H1B visas. I think that's what it's called. My brain's like all over the place today. It's been a long day. And which that allows immigrants to come here to this country, maybe go to school, um, and then be able to get jobs, like, in technology, being doctors, or even, as Trump has said, like, we need H1B visa immigrants to even do waitress jobs too. So, and that takes away jobs from Americans, but yet we're making more jobs. He's also giving gold cards to um, immigrants that are millionaires to make jobs here. And in my perspective, I think that that only just solidifies more immigrants to be hired more and more than Americans. Um, because we see it all around us. Like, there's no one that's American at these jobs anymore. Everyone is like some sort of race, Indian, um, uh, like Cuban, Mexican, all these different things. And Elon Musk, Microsoft, all these different technocratic types of companies are coming out of the woodwork, firing loads and loads and loads of people, and campaigning on wanting more like immigrants who are technically in my view, illegal immigrants that are getting a pass by way of, work visas to come here and work and take our jobs. These are the things that Trump, Elon Musk, people like that want to do to Americans. And I don't believe that, I'm not for that. Um, I think that there is so much more things out there I can go on and on about that Trump has done that I just don't agree with. And I think that people are finally waking up. We already seen the catastrophe with Iran and Israel that transpired like literally last month, and how he's doing everything he can to go after free speech. He's signing hate speech laws back in 2021, was it? What was it? I think in 2018 and 2019, for specifically Jewish people. And now he's campaigning more and more and more about how he wants to um, cut Harvard at the knees for allowing people to be against, you know, and using their free speech to combat, you know, um, people from like talking about freeing Gaza and things like that, and stop allowing foreign money to go overseas, which I think is America first. Period. I think we shouldn't be funding any type of money and funds to, a foreign nation such as Israel. I think that a lot of the things that we're going to talk about is surrounded by that country. And here's where we get to Jeffrey Epstein, because that's one of the most important things that people would like to know. It's like, and if you don't want to know about Jeffrey Epstein and you think that like, oh, it's dumb that people are mad that case closed on Jeffrey Epstein, you're stupid. Absolutely stupid. You're dense. Why wouldn't you not want to know that there is a high, powerful man who supposedly took himself out of here, and all of a sudden, like he's dead. He's dead. Mysteriously, he's dead. Guards sleep, cameras not working at night, all kinds of bullshit like that. All of a sudden, the guy's gone. He was blackmailing politicians. He was doing sex rings, children, minors, abuse. There's victims out there that are still alive today. Some have died, actually. And you don't want to know like who was behind that and why we have people such as Jeffrey Epstein coming here to this country, blackmailing our politicians in the West, period. Like, it's not only here in America, it's also in the UK too. Um, and you don't want to know why they're doing this to, get their way to allow a foreign nation to take over this country, such as Israel. And it always so happens to be Jews that are doing this over and over and over again. Let's not forget that Bibi Netanyahu actually blackmailed Bush. Was it Clinton? He blackmailed Clinton because of the Monica Lewinsky situation with like the netting on the dress, which is always makes me laugh. Like I can't. They're so disgusting. And there was like tapes that they was recording secret tapes of Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, and they blackmailed him to to do some fucking deal for Israel, which is insane. And I find that so ironic because it's a continuous thing to call these people our allies, yet they're doing things that allies don't do. Like, why would you record something like that on our soil? And why were you blackmailing our president just so you can get benefit from that for your country? I don't think that's right. Just like I don't think it's right that we are being gaslighted right now. We are being gaslighted by Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, FBI, Donald Trump, all of them. They're all just like, they're just like, oh, what did you say? Jeffrey Epstein? What? What? We still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? As if it's not important to know why a man who we don't even know where he got his finances from, he was, in Harvard, he was hitting all these different businesses of finances just out of nowhere, just out of nowhere. And even though he was a convicted, pedo basically in Florida, he literally was sentenced for months, but was able to walk out of prison anytime for work as a pedophile and able to walk freely. Just walk freely, even though he was found that he was doing sexual disgusting degenerate shit to minors in Florida. And he got scot free. Like he was fine. And you think that's fine? You think that's normal? I don't think it's normal. Even the people, the cops there, they was like, oh, like it's out of my hands. Like we don't want to touch that. We don't want to get into that. Why? It's because he's an asset. He's working for someone much more powerful that can come after your family, come after your children, come after your wife, things like that of the sort. And you mean to tell me people out here would say like, "Oh, I don't really care about that." Why wouldn't you? You would want to know that there is a foreign nation, a secret asset that's going through and taking your tax dollars to fund a foreign nation, Israel, to benefit their country but not ours. Why wouldn't you want to know that? Unless you're dumb, stupid, or blind, um, and you don't see that, and you don't want to hear that, and either you're just your brain's not working. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to know that. I just don't understand why I see a lot of Trump supporters out there still supporting this. I see a lot of people regretting their vote. Recently Trump also said that um, that he's not going to get into talking about why China has farmland on our in our country, even near a military basis. It's like why wouldn't we be concerned about that, Trump? But Trump doesn't want to get into that because they're paying more tariffs it's fine. Like it's fine. I don't understand that. I just think that there's so many different concerns out there that should be considered. I think it's insane that they've closed the case and they deemed him to just be working alone with Ghislaine Maxwell, and they was just like having these sexual relations with these underage girls, and they just it's done, case closed. I was like, no, it's not. Pam Bondi, we talked about how there is like a minute missing in the video that they provided to us, but she comes up with this bullshit thing that, oh, since 1990s they have been missing 1 minute of their videos because it cuts off at a certain time every single night. It's like, what? You mean to tell me in a prison, like, they 24/7, they're not recording 24/7 every single day? Like, I don't understand that. I think it's I think it's honestly gaslighting. Like, how are you gonna say that Pam Bondi you had the files there to review, and you say you had the client list, but now all of a sudden you don't have the fucking client list. You can't play me, bitch. Y'all can't play me. I am sick of everyone thinking that this is normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. If these people are advocating against anti-Semitism, even Cash Patel, he's advocating against like anti-Semitism, and that it's the worst of the worst of the worst things, the oldest racist thing in the book, and that we have to, cut Harvard by the knees to tell these pro-Palestine people to not talk about it because we're for free speech, but only if you talk about the Jews. If you talk about the Jews, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's what Cash Patel is like. This Indian guy that he looks like a fucking beaver, has the audacity to advocate for this and say that we should be more loyal to Israel. We're not going to get the fucking Fouls. It's never going to happen. It was never going to happen. Like a lot of the promises that Trump has offered us, a lot of the things are not happening. They may look like they're happening, but they're not happening. Things are not happening the way that we thought. And I think it's okay for people to say that they regret their vote. I didn't vote. I didn't vote. I would never vote for Kamala, nor will I compromise my America First beliefs of free speech. I can't criticize a foreign government. You mean to tell me that you're advocating for more immigrants to come to this country? Well, the Jews like to call it a melting pot when it wasn't. They want to send um, um, Arab, the terrorists, they call them the terrorists, here to America to sit here as refugees as they destroy Gaza by way of our American tax dollars. They want us to send their baggage here because essentially they are baggage. God bless them all because the torment that they had to endure and go through because Israel wants they want these people to be gone. Like they want them to be gone. Period. And Trump is going along with it like, oh, we're going to build there. We're gonna use more money, most likely American tax dollar money, to build there. What? Why? We didn't have to build there in the fucking first place. If you just stopped and had a actual ceasefire, cut Israel off, bitch. Maybe we could have had a better. We wouldn't be in the Middle East. We wouldn't be doing this. All these lies over the years, all these lies over and over and over and over again. We get in all these wars because Bibi Netanyahu has said, oh, they have a nuclear weapon. They have a nuclear weapon. And when we don't even fucking find one, we don't find one. They be like, oh my God, they say death to America. You don't even know what that means. Death to America is talking about death to the foreign policy that is murdering and coming into the Middle East over and over and over again to start war. That's what it's about. That's why death to America is talked about. Even though I think that is a very tricky definition and chant. Of course, we don't want death to America, but if anything to advocate and to bring awareness to how fucking disgusting our government is to send our American tax dollars overseas, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Because I think that all this shit just trickles down back to Israel and back to the Jews. I think that this is horrendous what's happening. You really thought, I never thought, that's why I didn't vote. That's why I didn't vote. I never thought that we was gonna get the fucking Jeffrey Epstein files. I never thought it. You think that we're gonna get files of a man who has blacklisted most of our politicians? You think we're gonna get files like when we have a fucking APAC lobby bribing our politicians to do everything they can for a foreign nation such as Israel and for the Jews? You think that we're going to get a fucking file and client list on the people that were going to that fucking island to have intercourse with those those underage children? Like, it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. Like, I can't stand it. Bitch, the Epstein in the fucking name alone, we was never gonna get the fucking client list. Never. We never was. And it's a shame. It's a shame that people out there don't think that that's important. It's a shame that people don't think that this is such a huge issue that's happening in our country. And I think that everyone should be aware of this. I think people are coming to be aware of this. They've seen that things is not right. It's not like, 2016 Trump, who wouldn't take money from anyone. He even said, like, I wouldn't take money from Jewish donors. I won't take money for anything. He was about, the people. He was about, bringing the lower class up to be, higher class. He was about putting more money back in our pockets, getting us to work, which I do think there are some positives to Trump's administration. I do think that what's happening with, like, you have to work in order to get food stamps. You have to work to get this certain type of benefit by way of the government. I think that that's great. It's getting incentive to people to get out there and work and build more money to our economy. I love that. And they also get benefits for that. I do understand there are things that are good. I'm not saying that there are things that aren't good out of this administration, but there are so many cons. There's so many cons that have to be talked about, and no one wants to talk about it because everyone likes to. They like to suck Trump's like ass, and it makes me so mad. Like we have to be America first. In order to be America first, you have to criticize your leaders. You have to criticize your politicians. They work for you. You don't work for them. They work for you. We have to stop worshiping these people. We only worship God here. We only worship Jesus. We don't worship man, okay? And that's the thing. We don't worship man. A lot of you worship man. You're not worshiping Jesus. You think that this man is here to save you. No one here on earth is here to save you, bitch. No one is. And it's such a shame that even when they was calling out Pam Bondi in that interview, that they had like a day ago, and she came up with that bullshit, statement about how the reasons why there's a minute left, like there's a minute left out of the video that the cameras got from the prison. Trump been trying to be like, oh, we're still talking about Jeffrey Epstein. We're really talking about Jeffrey Epstein, that disgusting guy. Yeah. Yeah, he's a foreign asset, Trump. Yeah, you know it. He's a foreign asset. Cash Patel knows it. Dan Bongino knows it. They talked about it. They talked about how he was some sort of foreign asset, but never tried to allude to the fact that it's the Israeli government. It's the Jewish Israeli government. But you don't want to talk about how like he was blackmailing politicians here. You don't want to talk about who he is and how he become the way he is, and how did he slide past police authority all this time without anything touching him, and all of a sudden he turns up dead. Why is Ghislaine Maxwell in prison if none of this shit didn't happen and they wasn't trafficking? She was arrested for trafficking fucking children. How you gonna tell me that? Oh, why are we talking about this? You just case closed on the client list of him and who he was trafficking these minors to. What are you talking about? I just don't get it. If you support this, you're disgusting. You're dumb. Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. There's nothing clicking up here. Okay. And then when he went off on people talking about like, oh my god, you're talking about Jeffrey Epstein, he brought up Camp Mystic, and that makes me so mad because you're trying to act like that you're trying to use the tragedy of 100 people, including children, to deflect from people from noticing the false case closing of Jeffrey Epstein and using the Camp Mystic tragedy for that. Like, it makes me so mad. Like, those poor babies. I cannot believe that these stupid fucking liberals out here saying like, oh, they deserve it as MAGA supporters. They deserve it. They deserve it. The thing is like, MAGA supporters may be stupid enough to believe everything that Trump says and does, but I think that a lot of MAGA supporters, they do have a lot. I think for the most part, they do have good hearts. They do care about their country, and it doesn't matter who you are and what you voted for. In my opinion, I think that it does matter who you vote for, honestly, because like look what happens. Look what happens. We get clownery. It doesn't matter. These are still people, and a tragedy such as the flood here on our soil. We worry about so much shit that happens overseas. We forget about the shit that happens on our soil. You mean to tell me that you sat here? I seen people laugh. I see people mock and say, "Oh, I don't give a fuck," like about those children, about those Christian children, those Christian white people. Like, oh, Camp Mystic only had white people because it's probably a mostly white population in that area. That's just what happens. Just like in certain areas here in this state, great state of Kentucky, there is a area where there is mostly population of blacks. There is a area where there is a mostly population of whites. There is a most population of Cubans. There's a most population of Mexicans. That's just how the fucking world goes. Some things are just segregated. Some things are just not mixed together as a melting fucking pot, you stupid bitch. You mean to tell me you have the audacity to sit there and campaign on how, like, who cares about those children that flooded? They are all MAGA supporters. How do you fucking know that? How do you know that? I just can't believe it. Like, we live in such a backwards, demonic world? Like, how can people sit here and prey on the death of young children, young adults too, old adults? I don't care what they are. I would never advocate for death for anyone, unless they do something like that is completely heinous, like a child, you know, I can't say the word on her, pedophile, or murdering someone, whatever, like death penalty. That is deserved. That's for consequences for a young, those poor babies. I feel sick. I actually feel sick when I see people on here having no empathy, actually no empathy for the children. You want to talk about, let's talk about the immigration here in this country. Let's talk about Palestine. Let's talk about Israel. Let's talk about, it's like we can't talk about, this is on American soil. Immigration out the door, because to be honest, a lot of these people that are being taken away and shipped off back to where they come from, and they're now saying like, we don't even care where they go, we're just shipping them out to any kind of country. So be it. You came here illegally, bye. Like, bye. That's on you. But also, do you not realize how dangerous it is to cross the border and to get here to this country? People die. Children are trafficked. You want to support that? Are you like, oh, let's just make it easier for people to come here? No, no. Why? Why? We should know when and where these people come from and who these people are before they step in our country. Period. Period. And it should take a very long time. It should be hard to get in this country. Period. It shouldn't be easy. Why? Why should it be easy to be here to come here? But if we go to Mexico, they'll be like, oh, what the fuck are you doing here? What? If we was to go to any other country, they'd be like, what are you doing here? Get out. You're an illegal. Get out. It's common sense. It's a law. It's the rules, and this is how it should be. It shouldn't be easy where anyone could just go anywhere and just settle. Like, no, we have laws and regulations here. You have to fucking follow them. I'm sorry that when Joe Biden was here, we didn't have a lot of fucking, rule here. We didn't have a lot of rule here because we had some Jewish fuck. What's his name? Oh yeah, I know his name. Alejandro Mayorkas, who worked for the Hebrew Immigration Aid Society, who were funneling. I believe, allegedly, they were funneling a lot of these people that from Mexico, whatever, to get here to this country, and look what happened. They didn't care if they were bringing a quote unquote good illegal or a violent illegal or someone that could be a terrorist. They don't even care. But they bring them here, they give them legal process to be here in this country, and yet they're out here, drunk driving, they're out here stealing, they're out here killing a woman such as Lincoln Riley. And come here, it's so stupid. I don't want to talk to you. Get the fuck out of here. Anyways, it's a mess. I can't stand it. It makes me so mad to see the downfall of our country. It truly does. And no one will ever come out of the woodwork and talk about it the way that I will, with the frustration, with the concern that I have for our country, because I do think that it's going downhill. It will get worse. It will get worse. Everyone thinks that, oh my God, everything's so fun. No, everything's not fun. Would I want Kamala to be in office? No, I would not want Kamala to be in office. Duh. But I want someone who is dedicated to this country only, who loves our country, who is wanting to put it first, completely, and Americans first, not funneling more immigrants here with the immigrants that we already have, and giving these illegals slap on the wrist for being farmers and working at our hotels. And so you're telling me that, okay, so Trump, so if you're allowing these farmers, these people who work at hotels or work at our restaurants that are so happen to be illegal, which companies are allowing them to work there, which I think that they should get, that's like fraud. They should be held accountable for that. So you're telling me that any other illegal that come here that is a good illegal, they should be able to come here in this country and just settle and live the American dream and work these jobs and just live here because they are good citizens. They're essential to our economy. It's like what? How are they essential to our economy when they're sending money back to where they came from? Like it's actually destroying our economy. I just don't. It doesn't benefit us. It doesn't benefit us, and it pisses me off. I'm so over it. I'm over it, and no one is thinking the way that I am. No one's coming out here and saying it the way I am because they're very low IQ, very retarded. And I just can't understand like how no one can see the writing on the wall and how disastrous this gets. I can't believe that they really closed the files on the Jeffrey Epstein. Like I can't believe it, and they're just like, oh, there's no client list. He didn't trap. Why is going free Ghislaine Maxwell then? Free her. Why is she convicted of trafficking children and having intercourse with minors with Jeffrey Epstein? Free her then. What's the point of her being in there? What's the point? I don't get it. I'm over it, you guys. You know, I'm over it. Anyways, I'm done. I said my piece on everything. Everything that I said was 100% accurate and true for the most part. I may have said a couple words that's wrong, but it's okay. Like, I'm not perfect. No one's perfect, obviously. I'm not expecting Trump to be perfect, but I'm expecting someone who campaigns on things to actually deliver. Be actually transparent. They've just been lying to us the whole time. They've just been lying and lying and lying, and I just can't stand it. And I just don't have time for the stupidity of it all. Anyways, love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.